Hello guys, welcome back to another army list review. I'm going to be doing some more of these in the near future as I got quite a few to do. So this is one of the particular armies I've been playing with over the last couple of weeks, and I thought he was really good. There's some changes I'm making to it, and I'm waiting for, well, model kits to be finished, but let's get started. So for HQs, where's my pad? Paper gone. The pad which tells you everything. So we have a tank command squadron consisting of a tank commander, vanquisher, lance cannon, extra armor and camo netting on both. Then we have, well, he's been moved. We have a tech priest in the Trojan support vehicle with 2 servitors. Because this has gone off the basis of having lots of armour, the tech priest has become very useful, and the power of the machine spirit rune is really good for when you want to shoot a single weapon at a different target for ballistics. So that's really handy when you've got lots of tanks and turreted weapons and hull mounts. So they're in the Trojan. Trojan's really good. It's got, can't remember. Trojan's got the camo netting as well, which brings up to 50 points, but it also gives, once per turn, you can give one unit, which is either a tank or walker squadron preferred enemy for the turn, which I normally give it to the vanquishers unless I don't roll preferred enemy on the warlords table. Then for next bunch of tanks, we have 2 numerous exterminators. So these have 4 shots. Well, yes, they have 4 shots each from the main gun, which is twin linked strength 7 AP4. They all have a heavy stubber and all round heavy bolters in the hull and on the sponsons, and they have a I am so unprepared for this. And they have heavy stubber. They have a dozer blade and extra armor as well as camo netting. So they're gonna handle being hit pretty well, and if they're in cover, that camo netting is gonna prove to be worth every point you've spent on it. So that's for the first 2 heavy support options I've taken. The next in line would be the Vendetta. I needed something really to deal with flyers and strong toughness monstrous creatures. So the Vendetta comes in really well, though I am planning on tweaking it, removing it for a Hydra to deal with the flyers, then sticking in a couple more infantry units. We'll get to that later. So yeah, it's a bit of a letdown because you are losing 1 turn, and it's not definite it's going to come that turn, and if it's put into hover mode on the table, even in cover, it's going to get shot to shit. So it's not really a reliable unit in the game. Then in the very back we have a Hellhound with smoke launchers and fire barrels. This sort of thing just races up, but removes low toughness and low armor valued units off objectives when they're in cover, and it's really quick. But the fire barrels are there just in case they try assaulting it to get rid of, so it's got some form of defense on it, and it normally survives the game, which I find really unlucky. Next we have 1 infantry platoon, all in chimeras. Infantry command squad with just a Voxcaster in a chimera with extra armor, heavy stubber and dozer blade, even though it's not modelled on there. It's my very old one. We have 2 completely the same infantry squads with Voxcaster and Flamer in a chimera with extra armor, heavy stubber and dozer blade in both the chimeras. So they're like, this army originally didn't have those 3 tanks in. I think I had a Lemurus battle tank, and some conscripts in instead of the instead of the conscripts, because the reason why they removed was because this army really lacked mobility, and to get objectives, I really didn't want to invest the points on Valkyries for them to go forward, because you're losing the turn. If you go on hover mode, then you're going to shot the shit. But with the Chimeras, I like to do the Chimera wall, get these up front, and the Chimeras add a hell of a punch back now, because obviously you got the multi-laser, the heavy bolt and the heavy stubber on them, and plus these guys are going to be protected for 1 or 2 turns, or depends how your opponent would react to the Chimeras being taken up forward into the objectives. But so these guys are more likely to go these guys do go forward and they go looking for objectives. Defense wise, I like to keep these in one of the flanks hidden out of the way and do a flank attack on them if it's a non-objective based game. But these have worked really well in the Chimeras, and I would like to do more infantry in them, so maybe some money investment in there. Then we have the Lonely Basilisk, which has enclosed crew compartment and camo netting. This is just there for removing armor value 3 units off the table, and it's large blasts, does a high amount of damage for retreat points, and normally I just deploy it right to the back, hidden in by cover. Plus the barrage and ordnance, you hit inside armor, 2d6 pick the highest. That's pretty good. Space Marine tanks, strongest side armor, okay, except the Land Raider, is going to be 12. So Vindicators and Predators are going to be pretty easy thing factor to tear open. Eldar vehicles, well, they're 12 all around the side. But if it's behind a forward cover, they're not going to get it because of the barrage template, which I really do enjoy fielding basilisks in my armies, and they don't survive as well, so that's why I gave it the enclosed crew compartment, so they're not getting the +1 damage roll on the chart. So I've nullified that. It's got the camera, it's going to get a 6+ cover save in the open, but I normally manage to get it behind some trees or a piece of barricade wall ruin, so it's pretty safe. But flank attacks is where it does lose its value, so you kind of got to like put it behind out the way so it's not going to get hit, and you got to watch out for Eldar walkers, because when they outflank they can tear those open like tin cans, especially a lot of the Necron wraiths and stuff deep striking from behind. It can be a pain in the ass, so you kind of want to stick the Basilisk in the corner out of the way. Then we come on to the final infantry platoon. This is all on foot. We have a command squad with Voxcaster and Mortar, 2 infantry squads with Voxcasters and Mortars. These kind of stay in the deployment zone and hold objectives. That's the main role purposely. The reason why I gave them the Mortars was a bit of firepower to put up front, but I am planning on exchanging the Mortars for las cannons to put up more damage. The reason for this is because the Vendetta, as well as it is a fight, yes, it's a massive pain in the ass, but you always have that possibility. If these guys have got las cannons, they're going to get a Skyfire Nexus on the objective, hopefully. But plus, I can get a Storm Shard Mortar in, a Hydra, and I can give these 3 units las cannons for the same points of the Vendetta. So that's my plan. I'm trying to give these las cannons. So these guys, you tuck in the back out of the way, try and get objectives with cover on them. You camp these up and they just keep firing long range shots. And if things do get pretty close, you will have the ability to use them first rank, second rank fire, and bring it down. So this obviously can use to bring it down, which gives it Tank Hunter and Monster Hunter special rules, which makes the reason to have las cannons more potent, and it would be more valuable to the army. So all in all, this army is not the fastest, but it is pretty slow, but it does dish out a ridiculous amount of firepower in it. I have got plans to expand this to 2,000 points in the future, but that's it for now. So tell me what you think about this army list, and I'll get back to you soon. Toodles!